How's it going, guys? Central Coast Disc Golf and Dynamic Discs are bringing you some more disc golf action. As always, Dynamic Discs is sponsoring a Dynamax giveaway, so make sure to like and comment for a chance to win and go buy some stuff from them. They're awesome. On the menu today is the final 9 holes from the 2012 Sharktooth Open in Bakersfield, California. I got a two-camera coverage for the first time. Hope you guys dig it, and if you do, make sure to give Kevin some love in the comments so he keeps filming with me. And with that, let's get on to the disc golf. So before we get to the final 9, we have a playoff for the 4th spot with Matt Hibben, Nick Long, and Joel Juicemaker Hall. And they are playing the starting on the first hole basically here. It's a 420 feet straight up to gut. And here we got Matt with his drive. Rips it out there and gets a little high and kind of fades off on him. Gets a fortunate kick and stays in bounds. That road over there is OB. Nick with his drive throws down a beautiful roller right up the middle. And this thing is working. Rolling for days. And he finished pretty much pin high, about 25 feet to the left. A beautiful drive. Joel is taking the outside window, but also throwing the roller. This one's looking really nice, but hits that tree right there. So here we got Joel, the second shot. Not too bad, about 15 out. Here is Matt with his second shot. And he's pretty much parked. Beautiful up. And here we got Nick. And if he can make this, he is the winner of the playoff. Oh, just short. And we are on to the second hole of the playoff. Somewhere around 320 feet, kind of just straight over that way, where Matt's thrown. He gets it just a little high, catches that tree and comes a little short. It's a little easier to throw for the righties. They can just throw a big old hyzer bomb out here like Nick's doing. This just comes out a little farther to the right than he wants, but it fades towards the pin. He's about 20, got about a 25 footer for a birdie. And here is Joel with his drive. And he crushes out a huge hyzer bomb. And this thing is fading right at the pin. He's about 25 feet short, but that was a really nice drive. There's Matt taking a run with his second shot. Oh, just short. Here is Nick with his second shot. Oh, off the basket again. Just high. So if Joel can make this, he is going to be the winner of our playoff. Bang, bang. Nice putt, man. All right. So in the final 9 is Joel Juicemaker Hall at -9, Kyle Eckman at -19, Steve Rico at -19, and Philo Brathwaite at -23. So here's Philo teeing off on hole 1 here. And unfortunately hits that tree. You can see the pin off to the right there. Here is Steve Rico with his shot. So he's throwing, yep, little backhand roller. Beautiful shot for this hole. And finish a little far right, but he's pretty much pin high. Got about a 25 footer, 20 footer for a birdie. Here is Kyle with his drive. Hyzer flipping something and doesn't flip quite enough, but he fortunately gets through, but finishes a little left. Here is Joel with his drive. Rips an Annie out there, and this thing is just starting to flex back when it hits that tree right there. But that was a beautiful looking shot. Here is Philo with his second shot. And unfortunately hits that tree, and he ordered a side of shitty roll. Third shot. Philo pretty much parked. So here is Kyle with his second shot. So running it, comes up a little high, catches that branch. Here's Joel with his second shot. He also comes out a little high. And here we got Steve with the second shot. Oh, just glances off the chains. So Philo with the bogey. Everybody else picked up a par, and we are on to hole number 2. It's real short, like 180 feet, really 198 feet, but really uphill. So that was Steve Rico with his drive. Finishes just long, just left, but a really nice drive. Here we got Kyle with his drive. Looks like he's throwing a forehand. And he is hunting that pin. Comes up just short, and it gets a kind of a crappy roll along, which is a serious death by coming back at the pin. But anyway, here's Joel with his drive. Ripping a backhand out there. Skips right underneath the basket for a nice little park job. Here is Philo with his drive. Comes out a little low. Gets saved by that blade of grass, but he's got a serious uphill putt for birdie right here. Bangs that home, no problem. Nice putt, Philo. Here we got Steve for his birdie. Dead center. Nice putt, Steve. Here we got Kyle for his birdie, and he has a serious death putt. If he misses this one, it goes long. That's a guaranteed 4. No problem for Kyle. Nice bird. And there's Joel with his birdie. All right, got a little birdie star frame action on hole 2, and we are on to hole number 3, which is a serious bomb, somewhere around 650 feet, way downhill. It's left of the road going away from us, and in front of the road with all the cars on it. It's you see Steve's disc fade over the road right there, and it's about 50 feet past that. Steve had an absolute bomb. Probably drove it 550, 600 easy right there. Here's Kyle with his drive, also throwing out a big old hyzer. And this thing's fading over the road. He's about maybe like 125, 150 short, but he's safe. It's a nice drive. Here is Joel with his drive. Kind of reminds me of Ricky Wysocki, the way he curls his wrist up like that, but he gets some crazy snap and spin on that disc. And he's fading over the road too, and he's safe in the grass, but like 100, 125 feet from the pin. And here we got Philo with his drive. Looks like he's throwing one of his destroyers. Pumps that out there. Waiting for it to fade back. Philo's doing his best to get in my way right here, but you can see the disc finish right there on your left. And here we got Philo with a second shot. The pin's down there in the shade next to that tree. This is by no means an easy up. Downhill up shots are they can be difficult. Really easy to go long. But Philo has no problem. That thing is parked. That's a beautiful upshot. Looks like he's throwing his rock on that one. Here we got Joel with his second shot. A little jump up. Real nice upshot. Here's Kyle with his sixth shot. Looks like he's running it. Comes up a little long, but not too bad. And here's Steve with his second shot. Bang, bang. Sick birdie, man. 650-foot hole. No problem for Steve Rico. There's Kyle tapping in his par. Everybody else got par besides Steve with that beautiful birdie. And that brings us to hole number 4, which is somewhere around 330 feet. It is across the road to the right of that big white sign, kind of nestled in all those trees. And Steve is throwing a putter at it. Comes up pin high, about 20 feet left. Real nice shot. Kyle's throwing the forehand. This one comes out a little low, skips off the road, and he finishes about, I don't know, like 35 feet short. But not too bad for how it looked going out. Here's Joel with his drive. Looks like he's throwing a thumber at it. Yep. And he is pretty much parked. I don't show his putt, but he birdied. Really nice drive. And here's Philo with his drive, throwing a rock. Just flipping it right at it. Look at that beautiful turn and glide. Comes up just a little long, but a really nice drive. So here's Kyle for his birdie. Comes a little short. And here we got Philo for his birdie. Beautiful putt. And here we got Steve for his birdie. Laser beaming it in there. Nice putt. All right, everybody picked up a birdie except for Kyle. And we are on to hole number 5, which is the same tee pad. Oh, sorry. We are throwing across the road again. Big old hyzer bomb. I guess it's not too that big. Only about 280. Steve throwing his Firebird. Couple skips.
Wow.
And he's pretty much parked. Beautiful drive. Here's Joel with his drive. pumps this thing out there a little bit high. I think he catches a couple trees and comes up just a little short, but he's still within putting range. And we got Philo with his drive. Looking okay until he hits that tree. He's got about a 45 footer. And here's Kyle with his drive. Couple beautiful skips, and he is 100% parked. Sick drive. So here's Philo for his birdie. Oh, comes up just short. So here we got Joel for his birdie. No problem there. And Steve and Kyle tapping their birdies as well. So now we're on to hole number 6, which is the same tee pad as the first playoff hole, but they're playing to that pin that was off to the left a little bit. You'll see in a second. So here's Steve with his drive, which unfortunately catches an early tree right there. Here is Joel with his drive, throwing a sick Annie, which is just floating right at the pin. You can see it coming and slides right up against that tree. He's got about like a 8-footer for birdie. Sick drive. Here is Kyle with his drive, throwing a forehand. Looks like he missed his window, but he got a fortunate kick off that tree. Went pretty far, all considering. And here is Philo with his drive, ripping it right down the middle. Looks like he's throwing his DD2, and this thing just fades right at the pin. Gets 2 beautiful skips. He's just behind that tree with a pretty easy putt. So here's Steve with his second shot after hitting that tree on his drive. Looks like he's floating his clutch, and he's pretty much parked. And here's Kyle with his second shot. Looks like he's running it. Comes up just short. There's Joel with his birdie, and Philo with his birdie. And there's Kyle tapping his par. So Philo and Joel picking up the birdies on that one, and we are on to hole number 7. And this is a super bomb. It's 900, I'm guessing 900 feet long. You just go down that road 900 feet and then go like in like 150, 200 feet to the left. And that's where the pin is. Joel threw a sick roller out there. Beautiful shot. Joel throws some awesome rollers, man. Here is Philo with his drive. Ripping a beautiful backhand. Nice little hyzer. Fades in safe. Here is Steve with his shot. Looks like he's throwing his rampage. Throwing about the same shot as Philo. Just throwing a big old hyzer bomb. There's Jake and Kevin. Say hi. There's Steve's disc finishing right there. And here's Kyle with his drive. Rips out a beautiful. Looks like he's hyzer flipping something flat. And then it fades right back in. Real nice drive. So here is Joel with his second shot. Looks like he's trying to throw a roller again. But unfortunately hits that tree right there. So here is Steve with his second shot. Looks like he's throwing his rampage again. Crushes that thing out there, man. That thing is going for days. And fading in towards the pin. He's about 100 feet short, but right on line you can see the pin right there. And here's Philo with his drive. And I have to apologize, I didn't catch this one, but it got down there. He's about 100 feet short, right on line. And here's Kyle with his second shot. And he unfortunately throws that into the ground. I hate when I do that. Here is Joel with his third shot. He's throwing crazy huge sky Annie with something really unstable. I don't know what it is. He's got this blue disc. I gotta find out what it is. There it is right there. I don't know if he's going for the huge sky Annie roller, or something, but it got down there. So there's Kyle with his third shot, and he unfortunately hits that tree right there. And there's Philo with his third shot, and he's pretty much parked for Philo. Here is Steve with his third shot, and he's parked for anybody. There's Joel with his fourth shot. Comes a little long. He's got about 20-25 footer for 5. Here is Kyle's fourth shot. think that went off the basket? I'm not entirely sure. There is Philo for a 4, and here's Joel for a 5. And Steve tapped in a 4, and Kyle tapped in a 5. And we are on to hole number 8. Looks like Philo's got a 2-stroke lead on Steve. And this is another par 4. The pin is like about 150 feet down that road, past where you can see it, and then left about 100 feet. So you kind of want to play safe over here, like Philo's doing. And Steve, I think, does the same shot where they're kind of just throwing a nice, easy hyzer down to that grass, and then they'll throw a similar shot for their second shot. Because the road kind of goes left, and it also goes long past where you can see it, kind of where those people are standing. And here's Joel with his drive, ripping in a sick little Annie, like a laser beam. Skips off the road, rolls off it, and back it bounce. Really nice drive. And here's Kyle with his drive. Throwing up with the same shot as Joel, just a little bit higher. And this thing eventually fades back and lands right in bounds for a beautiful drive. So here's Steve with his second shot. Throwing a nice little hyzer. Fading in right at the pin. Beautiful up. And here's Philo, throwing pretty much the same shot as Steve. Looks like he's throwing his DD2. Gets a nice little skip up the road, skip up the grass, and he's got about a 25-footer for 3. There's Joel with his second shot. And he's about 5 feet out. Here is Kyle with his second shot. You can see the pin right there, just to the left of that dead-looking tree. Throw a nice little hyzer bomb with the mid-range. Gets a really nice skip and roll, and don't hit your head. Nice up, man. So here's Philo for his 3. Bang, bang. Nice birdie, man. And here's Steve to match him. No probs. And there's Joel tapping his 3, and Kyle also tapped in his 3. So another star birdie frame. And we are on to hole number 9, and Philo's got a 2-stroke lead going to the last hole. And Steve's got a 1-stroke lead over Joel for the final 9, 150. And the pin is kind of just down that window, just 900 feet or something, just really far. And Philo's ripping out a laser beam, but it doesn't go as far as he wanted just because it's a really low window they're throwing through right there. Here's Steve with his drive. Pretty similar to Philo's. Might go a little bit farther, but not much. Here is Joel with his drive. And he is throwing a roller. Another beautiful one. I think this is definitely the shot on this hole. There's a ton of trees and a really low window. Roller's definitely the way to go. There's Kyle with his drive. Gets a little high on him, but he gets away with it. And fades out for a pretty nice drive. Here is Philo with his second shot. Oh, unfortunate tree hit. Steve with his second shot. Rips this thing out there, turns over a little more than he wants, and kind of dives into the ground. There's the pin right there. Joel with his second shot, throwing a roller again. Looking really nice. Lays it down on the road. And starts to turn over. And helpful spectator says it's safe. There's a canal over there. Here is Kyle with his second shot. He's throwing a little hyzer bomb. Something overstable. Real nice second shot. Here is Philo with his third shot. Looks like he's throwing his rock. And this one comes out a little low. Doesn't go quite as far as Philo wanted. There you can see the pin right there again. Here is Steve with his third shot. Throwing a forehand. Fading in right at the pin. Beautiful up. And here's Kyle with his third shot. He's throwing an Annie with his putter. Comes up a little short, but pretty nice up. So Philo just needs to get up and down from here to win. Which he shouldn't have any problem doing with that up shot. Nice up, Philo. So there is Joel for his 3. Oh, comes up just to the right, a little high. So here he is tapping in his 4. And there's Kyle tapping in his 4, and Steve tapping in his 4 for the $150 win over Joel by a stroke. And here comes Philo tapping in his 5 for the win. Bang, bang. There's your 2012 Sharktooth Open winner, Philo Brathwaite. Steve got 2nd, Kyle got 3rd, Joel got 4th. Steve with the 150 win. Hope you guys dig the footage. I got a couple bonus clips coming up. And up next will be the Coyote Classic. I got some advanced and some open men's. Should be sweet. I will catch you guys around.
Get it. Yeah. It's not flipping. I missed it. Tim is drunk. I don't see it. There it is. There you go for it. You gotta do the good vote. Are we really gonna do it? Yeah. You guys ready? Ah! Big kill! He didn't even wake up.